Alright kiddos, I need you to go ahead and get out page 211 in your floppy koala book. Looks like this. You have a whole bunch of blank clocks. Alright, you're going to follow along with me. Normally we would have done this in class and different kids would have picked different numbers to put things on. But to help us kind of stick together and try this out, we're going to do a couple on one side here so you know what they want you to do, and then you'll do some on your own on the back as well. Okay, so here the directions say to show the same half-hour time on both clocks. So they don't care what time it is, what the hour is, but they want it to always be the half hour. So remember from yesterday, the half hour meant that it was pointing straight down. Okay, all the ways down to the minute hand part. So actually, let's make that a little bit longer. So since they want all of them to be straight down, why don't you go ahead and take a moment and just draw all of your minute hands going from the middle of the clock and pointing down. Whoops, that one was a little bit crooked. Okay, towards the 6. All right, and I'm going to do it with you, so you go ahead and keep going. If I get to the end and you haven't, you can always pause the video. All right, because all of these are going to have to be on the half-hour ones. Okay, so we're just going to pre-draw them. All right, there we go. Okay, if you haven't finished, go ahead and pause the video right now and you can finish drawing all of your minute hands down to the very bottom by the 6 and then push play. All right, looks like you should be done. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and look again at the clock. And I want to remind you what the hands look like when they are at the different parts of the clock. So for example, when the minute hand is straight up at the 12, what do you notice about the hour hand? It's directly on the number that it's pointing to. Now in yesterday's lesson, we noticed that when the minute hand moved, the hour hand moved between the 2 and the 3. So it was moving along halfway. Okay, so if this is going to be 2:30 because it was on the 2, it's working to the 3, but it's not there yet. All right, so we got to keep that in mind when we're drawing on our boards here, that if we're going to be making them on the half hours, okay, that all of our hour hands are going to need to be going in between the 2 numbers that the hour hand is working towards, okay, the hour that it's actually in and the hour it's going to become. All right, so let's go ahead and spin this around and around. I'm going to just not look. And I'm going to go down. Let's see, where do we land? All right, so we landed with the hour hand being between the 8 and the 9. So I'm going to go right here. Remember, I'm going to leave it a little bit of space. It should be a shorter hand, right? Okay, now, if it was at the 8 and it's working its way towards the 9, we would say this is in the 8 o'clock hour. Good. And it's 8:30. Nice. Okay. All right. Go ahead and spinny, spinny. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. What? Still go? You guys are crazy. Oh, there we go. All right. Here we are. So I'm noticing that on my clock here, the hour hand is in between the 4 and the 5. So I'm going to draw my hour hand. Remember, it's the shorter one. In between the 4 and the 5. Okay, now I need to match the time in the digital portion. So what is the hour going to be? It was on the 4 and it's going to the 5, but it's not there yet. So it's the 4 o'clock hour and we have 30 minutes past. We would call this 4:30. Okay? All right, let's go again. Go roundy, 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 roundy. And let's stop there. Okay, so where do you notice it is? Good, it's between the 10 and the 11. So over here, we're going to draw a line, make our short hour hand between the 10 and the 11. Okay, so what is the hour going to be then? Good, it's going to be 10 o'clock hour, and it's 30 minutes past. Okay? All right, what you're going to do is you're going to pick different numbers, different hours. Okay, we already have 8, we have 4, and we have 10. Okay, we have those hours already used. So you're going to randomly pick different ones, remembering to go in between the two because we're representing them on the 30 minutes. Okay, you can pick any of them as long as when you're finished picking all of where your hour hands are going to go, the hour has to match, the times have to match. So once you're done drawing all of your arrows, your hour hands, you're going to go ahead and make the digital time match as well. Okay. Now on the back side, we'll do a couple of these together. I want to read the directions to you first. All right, it says to show the same time on both clocks, just like we did before. But here it says pick hour and half-hour times. So on this side, they want you to mix it up. They want you to sometimes pick it to be maybe on the O clock, and they want you to have sometimes on the 30, okay, 30 minutes or the half past. So if you're going to have, make sure you have at least 2 of one of those. So maybe 2 that are on the hour and 2 that are on the 30 minutes. And you can do that by going down here in the digital portions, and you can maybe say, okay, 0, 0, that's going to be one of my O clocks. I'm going to make this one be my other O clock. I'm going to make this be an on the half. I'm going to make this be on the half. Maybe this is an O clock, and maybe this is an on the half. We're going to mix it up. Okay? And then let's go ahead and mix up the times. Maybe this is going to be a 2. Maybe this is going to be a 6. All right, you go ahead and pick different hour times for the rest of them and make a match. Now I'm going to do these 2 with you. So 2 O clock. I remember that if it's on the O clock, that the hour is going to be pointing straight at the number, so the shorthand is going to be pointing straight at it. And my longhand is going to be straight up at the 12 all the ways because it's the longhand. Okay, that would match. This is 2 o'clock. All right, now 6:30. Now if it's 30 minutes past, I know my longhand is going to go down at the 6. Okay, and look at this one. So if it's 6:30, it's at the 6, but what's it moving towards? It would be moving towards the 7. So it's actually going to be in between the 6 and the 7. So this would be 6:30. Okay? All right, you go ahead and pick other ones. If you need help, you can always ask your parents. All of them know how to tell time. Good luck.